YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all with open arms. I'm AspieAnswersAll and I'm usually known as Aspie for short for many of the ones that has known me and journeyed with me so far in this channel of mine. As you know, basically, or don't know, I'll quickly give you a brief introduction to the ones that are new to my channel and has landed on my page today for a particular reason, whatever it may be it, you know, some form of inspiration, some form of message of hope or whatever it may be. Hopefully this channel will be user friendly enough for you guys to at least feel that you're not being judged, misunderstood or the like, because I want to include everyone on the channel, not just, you know, as I shared, that's, you know, for people with Asperger's syndrome as such. I'm Aspie, as I've just mentioned, and I create mental health and awareness videos versus basically my life stories, as well as just some, you know, everyday topics that we go through in our everyday lives that may cover from day-to-day life of what we go through, regardless if it's maybe financial strain, relationships, problems and the like. And hopefully with some of these tips and advice that I do give you, you know, regardless if it's through the mental health series or just, you know, mental health disorders that I share out to you all, basically of everything, or just like I said, everyday topics, just bear in mind that if you feel it's that some of the stuff that I give out is a form of advice, encouragement and whatnot, you know, take care of what I say, because obviously, you know, it may not be for you, but it may be for someone that is out there searching, looking for answers and whatnot, because most days in our life we're all the same. Sometimes we may feel lost and we just need to find comfort and peace and whatnot in our lives, just to know that someone is out there that actually knows us or feels us in a way of understanding us in one way or another. So some of the tips and advice, okay, is based on my life training versus just my life experiences in general. So any of the tips and advice that I do advise to you all, regardless of what, you know, you come on my channel, please respect it. And also if you feel that, you know, some of the tips that I give you doesn't deem fit for you, you know, you are sort of for second opinion, as well as, you know, just seeking professional help before you do any of, maybe if there was some tips for managing certain areas of your life before going on to actually doing what you have to do. And all further ado, also I have been doing some Asperger's and series, as well as ADHD and series, to tidy up all the rest of the series that I'm trying to do. So right now at this moment of time I'm trying to finish up the ADHD series, and that at the moment I humbly apologise for the ones that maybe was looking for more on the bits and pieces on Asperger's syndrome. Don't fret, there will be plenty more topics that I'll be sharing, because there is a wide variety of subjects that, or topics I want to address there, as well as more on the mental health especially. So without further ado, guys, this one's going to be ADHD and friendships, making friends for life, and this is a carry on to hopefully just to understand a bit more about people with ADHD especially, so that, you know, we can reach out to them and make them feel included in today's society. As we know that in this day and age, though, no matter what we go through of our mental health disorders or conditions, that, you know, of what we have, anything is possible really by having that right attitude and thinking, regardless of what goes down. And because obviously I've noticed that many people, you know, talk themselves down and think that, you know, they're a loser and everything else. That's got to stop. You got to actually turn your life around and actually do the I am statements I recommend for you guys to watch on my channel. Maybe hopefully with that in mind, that will help you. But people with ADHD, however, especially will need that extra push, extra guidance, extra support from us all, basically, to get in, push into the right direction for making friends, even though it may be, like I said, difficult for them, especially also when it comes down to them having a hard time making friends, you know, and they find it hard to keep friends because of their differences in the way of maybe how they think and act and look towards others. Even though also, just to bear in mind though, how I look at it though, as I said in one of the videos on that Asperger's syndrome friendship or socialization series, that many people tend to, you know, to find friends and friendship in a lot of different ways. So, you know, it's no brainer and no wonder why that, you know, many people misconceive of what it goes on. Anyway, a lot of things goes on with people with mental disorders in their everyday struggles in their everyday life, regardless what it may be. Maybe for example they're trying to manage everything in the time of day, just to be a superman or superwoman in their busy schedule, of their everyday stresses, no matter what it may be, And maybe for a classic example to keep them busy is helping a child to study, maybe preparing a week's meals ahead of time so that you guys don't starve if it's a female or a male, regardless of what it may be. Maybe they're organising and planning an event also, or making sure that also that their medications is taken at the right time and place, And last but not least, often or not taking precedence over a social life, even though, like I said, socialisation may be a struggle for people with ADHD, especially, as well as other people with other conditions, especially sometimes, like I said, for some autistics as well. I'll tell you, it can be a lot of work for those ones that does have ADHD, to be sure that they are included in their social circle, regardless what it is. Sometimes some people, I don't know, I could be wrong, so if anyone who has ADHD, please comment below for some of what I'm saying here. Maybe like some of us, that they just trying to reach out and they fear of what others may think about them regardless, and they just put up a brave front and actually act like they're not who they are, and sometimes at that point they may feel icky. Sometimes people with ADHD also eventually tend to try and, make sure that they don't, offend anyone, because with people with ADHD and some other conditions, sometimes some of them will have the tendency to, go about blurting something out without thinking or saying something offensive. They don't mean to, on purpose, or shall we say intentionally, because at the end of the day, you've got to remember how their brain works versus our brain works, obviously. And this does happen a lot, that many people, when they do say something offensive, do something offensive, people will tend to look at them strangely or maybe judge them for how they go about certain everyday things, and it's just like, why did they say that in the first place, and all this. But if we come to a better understanding about all these mental health disorders that I'm addressing, then we won't have any problems. Another thing is also for people with ADHD, as you know, sometimes some of them are a bit forgetful, most of them are forgetful, so they might tend to forget to send a birthday card or a get well card to someone. All lose concentration of their trail of thought during their form that time when they're actually socialising with people and actually trying to converse during and while in a conversation. We all know that, however, friends are important and crucial in our everyday lives, regardless what it may be, right through childhood to adulthood, it's essential. Yet someone with ADHD or the ADD, however, may once in a while need or could use a sympathetic ear or a reassuring smile from time to time, so that they know basically that they are understood, or they know that someone is there out of the blue for them and actually, raise their hand up. It's not hard to ask for someone just to be there for them, having a sympathetic ear, or just, having a smile, or whatever that the person with ADHD may be inquiring or asking from you lot. But it pays to just, support anyone we can in that day and age of need, because as we know, that regardless of it all, that many people 9 times out of 10 have noticed that no matter if we have a mental health condition or not, when something gets really, really tough for that other person that's in our circle, they tend to just buckle and just leave and throw in the towel and everything else and just stick through it. Like, real friends will be the ones that will stick by, will obviously stand up for you in the test of time, regardless of something was said against you or what have you. Okay, but I want to tell you, we shouldn't have to throw in the towel. Socialising may become second nature to us, but we can learn ways to easily keep and rekindle those friendships. So this is why I'm here today, about ADHD and friendships, with these tips and advice, hopefully for you all that either has ADHD or doesn't, so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Number one is prioritizing to stay in touch with people. As we know, sometimes, when it comes down to socializing networks, be it Twitter, Facebook, and that, we may have friends there than maybe in the physical. We may have friends also that we may look into in our address books, if we keep address book, paperback book, or just phone contacts in our phone, as well as our email inbox. And then sometimes we'll just, pull together a list of friends, or acquaintances, and then we start to think, okay, who do I want to see and do things with? Okay, bear in mind though, look over the list once or twice a week to see if anyone you want to call or have lunch with. It's okay to have people around us during our time of need, or just any time of day. Sometimes it's good just to have at least 5 to 10 minutes out of our day to spend quality time with our friends. Socialisation, as I said, is important. Some ADs use such a list called a friend journal, noting each time they see or talk to a particular someone, knowing when you were last in touch, up to you, avoid going too long before you next contact with that particular person. If you want, you can even strap up some structured reminders using email reminders of the calendar alerts, or even just alerts from your phone, or whatever planner that you may have in place, to notify you when it is time to contact people at certain set intervals. Okay, number 2 is just based on, similar to what I said, schedule efforts to stay in touch. Some ADHD adults may spend an hour each Friday or Sunday evening calling or emailing friends. Others may set aside 10 minutes at a time of day to text or message. Either way, it does help reserve a specific catch-up time in our busy schedule in our everyday lives. If you're afraid of losing track of time, you can use a timer, such as the one on your cell phone. Maybe try making time for close friends at least once a week, or even just maybe, once or twice a week, depending on your busy schedule, even if it's only a quick phone call or an email message, to know that you do care about the ones that needs their inclusion in our lives. Or even just sending a few text messages back and forth until, you feel it's time to, maybe engage properly in the outside world with your friends. If they live nearby, maybe get together once a month or once a year if they live far away. However, for acquaintances and others with whom you're not so close, with parents of children's classmates, for example, once a month contact is about the right amount of time, with an outstanding scheduled at least once every 3 months. Now, every contact has to lead to a meeting or even a blow-by-blow of your life. You can engage in a small little talk and just let others know that you're thinking of them, as I said. Number 3, simple stress-free activities. As we know, social events don't have to have elaborate affairs. How about hosting a potluck dinner for your friends, or going out to movies, or even meeting them at a coffee shop, taking a walk around the neighbourhood together if you're living real close by, or just maybe simply inviting them around if you've got a TV and maybe watch Netflix, chick flicks if you're a girl, and maybe some, movies that guys do, or gaming. Another one is run errands with your friend. There's always nothing wrong with asking a friend to come along with you when you have to go to the grocery store or take your car to the repair shop, for example. Doing 2 things at once is an ADHD strength, however. If you're short on time, call a friend while attending something else on your to-do list, like doing dishes, walking to an errand, or even commuting on a bus or train to work. Maybe plan a breakfast or lunch with your friends. You need to eat anyway, so why not invite an old friend along to your favourite restaurant or cafe? Engage in other social activities you enjoy most or dislike at least. Movies, concerts and other outings may require a little conversation that are less draining than parties, dinners and other conversation-heavy activities. Fragrant sports including tennis, racquetball, basketball and aerobic class allow everyone for less talk. Also give you the chance and opportunity to get some exercise in your time of day. Next time you're headed to a aerobic class, maybe invite a friend. When you do go out for dinner, an informal buffet style arrangement may be better choice than a sit down meal, because as you know, as I said, people with ADHD, they're really hyperactive and they need to go about their day doing something. This is also where a sustained conversation is expected. A buffet setting is the hyperactive types a chance to get up more frequently and less intended times, may take breaks and regroup to other people before rejoining the conversation. Friendship do-overs assessing what's wrong. Okay, we know that in our everyday lives, be it friendship, relationships and everything, we tend to question ourselves, what goes on in our lives. Can we do better? What, was I the problem and everything else? So this is just like a little checklist maybe to ask yourselves about your past friendships that you had. Okay, bear in mind with this tip. Name 3 people that you used to enjoy spending time with but no longer see anymore. Ask yourself these questions maybe. What caused that estrangement in the first place? Number 2, did you have a fight with them? Number 3, did you drift apart from them? Number 4, did the other person stop returning your calls or emails? Number 5, was the other person always too busy to get together? You may not even know what happened between you both, but that's okay also. Ask yourself, how do you feel about this demise of each relationship that you had? Do you still miss spending time with the other person? Are you angry, hurt, confused? After accessing each of the friendships that you had, you may decide it wasn't worth the investment of time and worry and energy to reconnect. But even if that's the case, do your best to let go of any negative emotions that you had towards it, of that relationship or person that you had, of that friendship, if it was, whether it's anger, sadness or simply regret. Record your thoughts in a journal is a great way to let go of the negativity. So is visual imagery. For example, imagine attaching your feelings to the balloons, watching them float up to the surface, into the sky, or imagine smashing some dishes. If you would like to reconnect with that person that you miss spending time with, consider making a phone call, sending a Facebook message, or even write an email to that person telling them that you miss them. Ask if it's possible to get together or talk about the relationship. If it's possible that you did something to hurt the other person, do offer an apology. Maybe you'll be able to rebuff anything that was there in the first place, or you may find that your old friend is just as eager to reconnect with you like you were. You never know until you try, as the saying goes, push yourself until you try. Well, that ends basically ADHD and friendship. It's going to be the delightful thumbs up for support, comment below. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook. Feel free to private message me on Facebook, AspieAnswersAll, or direct message me on AspieAnswersAll on my YouTube channel. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Until next time, do what you love what you do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon.